Well, how's it going from Texas? We're going to load some trial loads, I guess you'd call them, in 300 blackout. I have acquired a little over 3,000 rounds of brass, and we're going to load up. We have done one test, and I wasn't a big fan of the load, so I talked with a buddy and got another load that he likes, and we're going to load some of those up and try them in both my 16-inch and my 10-inch blackouts, see if they work, see if they function, and cycle, and if they shoot decent. If they do, I have a good friend of mine who's a ammo manufacturer, used to say a reloader or remanufacture, and that's not really true. Sometimes they actually make ammunition out of all new components, but the majority of them will use brass and then load it. So they are ammo manufacturers. I like using those guys, especially if you're talking bulk. I like to load pretty much my own one at a time here, and that works fine for hunting ammo, but you know, going out and doing some serious shooting, it takes me about an hour, a little over an hour to do 50 the way I like them, and these guys can do hundreds an hour. So I like using those guys when we can. They are licensed as a ammo manufacturer. They have the license. More importantly, they have the insurance in case something bad happens. More often than not, you won't have a bad problem, but you know, a reputable company, that way you can go back and talk with them, and if something's wrong, get it figured out. And worst case scenario, you have insurance in case, like I said, there's a catastrophic failure where people are actually injured, which and with the state-of-the-art equipment that these guys are using, that don't happen hardly at all anymore. All right, I'm not going to give away all my secrets, but we are going to use these primers. I like using the CCI primers. They're a little harder, and with most ARs with that floating firing pin, this should prevent any negligent discharges. Accidental, I'm kind of not real fond with, but these guys here, like I said, are slightly harder. They are designed to run in an AR style rifle, and no, I'm not getting paid to run these, but I do like them and use them frequently. But I'm not going to tell you the recipe. Y'all have to figure that on your own. But I'll show you how we're going to prime some of these. You've seen it 100 times, I'm sure. We'll do a little quick video on that, and then we'll go to the next step. Alrighty, here we go. We got the primers in the RCBS loader. Here's our brass. Slide that bad boy in there, and you can feel it when it seats. I like it to be countersunk. I don't really want it flush, again, because we're dealing with a floating firing pin on AR. So, but I do almost all my brass that way, whether it's semi-auto, bolt gun, it doesn't matter. I want that primer seated all the way. You don't even have to look. You can feel it when it goes home. There. Nothing to it. So we'll do a little bit of this, and then we will go to the next step. Y'all seen enough of that. A few years back, I scored a real good deal on some of these 150 grain Winchester soft points 308. Kind of hard to see, but I have a 30 caliber ammo can pretty much full, so I'm figuring we're going to be able to at least load 700-800 rounds of this stuff. So anyway, like some ranges don't even allow you to run full metal jacket anymore. These are soft points. These are straight hunting bullets for 308 30-06, but they will do a real good job in a blackout farce. So anyway, it's funny, every now and then you run across something and you go, I don't know that I'll ever need that many. Well, if it's a good deal, go ahead and jump on it. So, all right, here we go. All right, here we go. We're running our RCBS Charge Master at our desired charge. There it is. We'll put our charger right off in there and set this over here and let it do its thing. And we're going to stuff a bullet in it. Here we go. This is where the magic happens. And there you go. There's a beautiful round, except for one more step. All we're doing is seating the bullet at this point, and then we're going to use a Lee factory crimp and crimp it right there at the end. Always, always crimp a bullet on a magazine fed weapon. It's kind of iffy on like a 2 or 3 round rifle. If it's a Weatherby or something, big boomers, I always crimp them, even if it's a light crimp. Now on the light shooters, you know, it might not be so much. My 6.5 284s, I use the neck tension only, and I don't crimp those. But anyway, magazine fed, especially if it's got a cantilever here, we want a tight crimp on it. We don't want to push that bullet back. Bad things happen when you do that. And just like that, we have 20 rounds loaded up, ready to go. So now we put the taper crimp die in here, and we'll run that baby in there. And what that does is a collet, so it squeezes like this evenly all the way around. I don't know if y'all can see that, but there is a crimp all the way around, and it engages that cantilever, which is a ridged, countersunk slightly, so that gives it a real firm bite. Also a big fan of one of these Lyman tools, kind of like a go no-go gauge. If it won't drop in here, it ain't going in your chamber, probably. But as we know, AR chambers are slightly oversized as a rule, but that one there pops right in, pops right out. That tells me that's a hot round ready to roll. So we're trying some 296 powder. I've never loaded it before, but my buddy Robert, y'all know him, give me 3 pounds of it, and doing a little quick math, that ought to be at least about 1,300 rounds worth of powder. And it's going to be just a matter of are we going to run out of bullets before we run out of powder, which I am going to say yes, we probably will. But we're going to run these 20 rounds here, like I said, through both my rifles to verify that they function, everything cycles good, and more importantly, that they shoot good. You know, if it's not hunting accuracy, I don't want it. I'm not a paper hole puncher. I kind of like my stuff minute a pig, so if I aim at the ear of a pig and I hit it within an inch of where I'm aiming and it falls down right there, I did my job. So take your time when you're reloading. Be safe. Only have 1 powder out at a time. You don't want none of that. And don't get in a hurry. To me, I get a lot of satisfaction of putting the crosshairs on that animal where I want and just easing the trigger, and it falls clean. We've harvested the correct way. But more importantly, I get a little bit bigger kick out of it. I loaded that round. I know it's weird, but hey, we're all weird. Anyway, need to love on one another. Right now, with all this weirdness going on, I'm not even going to bring it up. We have a lot of new shooters out there, a lot of people that's never owned firearms before. You know, didn't grow up with them. So, you know, they're going to make mistakes. Again, negligent discharges. In other words, it went off and you didn't want it to, or you didn't expect it to. That's negligent. Always keep your muzzle pointed down, up, away from somebody if you're walking. So if for some strange reason that empty gun goes off, it doesn't hit something you don't want to hit. Rule number 1. Don't point a gun at anything you do not want to hit. That'll solve your problems. Okay? And an empty gun's killed a lot of people. Keep that on track. Anyway, that's it from Texas tonight. Yeah, it's what, 8 o'clock. I'm probably going to load a few more rounds. I'm one of those guys. I'm not going to go to the range and just shoot a little bit and pack up and hook them. I'm probably going to shoot. So we're going to load this stuff up and either go to a private range that I'm a member of, or we might take it to the farm down there in Canton and shoot it. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, like I said, if this does work out like I'm expecting it to, the next gun show in the next few weeks, probably be out in East Texas somewhere. I plan on carrying at least 1,000 rounds of Blackout to sell. I'm also going to probably have 500 or 600, 700, I don't know, whatever I feel like, pieces of brass that I'm going to sell. And this stuff's ready to load. Now, they call it ready to load. I still chamfer the mouth and bevel it and all that. It's just me. So the next show, we're going to have the ammo. I'm looking at a box over there that's got probably about $1,500 worth of ammunition in it. Most of it handgun ammo. And we're going to be making good deals on it because, you know, a handgun without bullets is a hammer, and it's not a very good hammer. All right, y'all be careful. Like, subscribe, comment, tell your friends if you're not scared. You know, we appreciate it. Adios.